In English they say a good wife is a good life. And I totally agree. Wallahi, if you're the richest man on earth, and you are the healthiest man on earth, and you are the most influential man on earth, and you have a nagging wife, you live in misery. Or limited happiness happens when you indulge in sin. Is sin means of happiness? Yes or no? Yes, it's a means of limited happiness. The Prophet ﷺ pointed to us such limited happiness when he said, there are 4 things that are considered to be part of happiness, temporary happiness on earth. Number 1, a righteous, good woman. In English they say a good wife is a good life. And I totally agree. Wallahi, if you're the richest man on earth, and you are the healthiest man on earth, and you are the most influential man on earth, and you have a nagging wife, you live in misery. But if you're poor, and if you are sick, and if you're not known to anyone, but you have a good wife, wallahi, you're a king. You have the whole world in your hand. Just when you have a righteous, loving, caring wife. And the same goes for a wife who has a loving, caring, righteous man. So the Prophet says, number 1, a righteous woman. Number 2, a spacious house. Sometimes you go and visit some Muslims and they live in a very tiny room. And this gives you depression. Whenever you have a spacious house, makes you happy. As the Prophet said, a good neighbor. Number 3, when you have a good neighbor next door, sending you food, taking care of your lawn. You don't have lawn in here, you have an snow. Yeah, and you get the point. And trying to take care of your kids and advise them and be nice to them. This is heaven on earth. And number 4, a comfortable ride, a comfortable mount. When you have a reliable car, preferably Toyota. This is the excellent thing. 6-10 years problem-free, rather than every 5 or 6 days you go to the garage to fix something here or there. This is problematic. So this type of limited happiness happens if you have these 4 issues that the Prophet mentioned, alayhi salatu wasalam. And likewise, temporary happiness happens, or limited happiness happens, when you indulge in sin. Is sin means of happiness? Yes or no? Yes, it's a means of limited happiness. Everybody likes to watch a beautiful movie. You enjoy every moment of an hour and a half of a good movie. Lots of actions, lots of shooting, lots of things that you like to watch. What happens when the movie is over? You become depressed. Sisters call me, Sheikh, I have a problem. My son watches 6 movies a day. When he's watching the first movie, he's so happy, he's so joyful. The moment the movie is over, he's depressed, and he says to me, Tafshan. In Arabic it means I'm bored. So he puts another movie, now he's off my case. The moment it's over, it's again. It's the same thing when you smoke a joint. Everybody's laughing. What did I do? Okay. When you smoke a joint, you feel high, you feel happy, and you keep on laughing like the brothers. Just give them Doritos, they're fine. But the moment the impact or the effect goes, they're depressed. So they have to fix it with. If you drink intoxicants and you're wasted, you feel happy. The moment the hangover is gone, what will happen? Headache, wanting to throw up, and depression. What to do? Hit it again. Take a double shot. So this is what's happening, and this is exactly what Allah described in the Quran. Listen to this ayah. And whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed he will have a depressed life, and we will gather him on the day of resurrection blind. 2 punishments. In this life, you ignore remembering Allah, you indulge in sin, you will have a depressed life. Ma'ishatan danka. This depressed life is what every sinner has. TMZ. Go and watch any Hollywood or gossip outlets. You will find celebrities happy, enjoying, red carpet, the whole 9 yards. You think, life is beautiful. But you don't know how many of them die of overdosing. How many of them go to therapy. How many of them are addicted to Prozac, an opioid. For what? Ma'ishatan danka, depressed life. So every time you indulge in sin, this is what you're gonna get. And I guarantee you, and I challenge any one of you who would say, Wallahi Shaykh, I'm living a beautiful life. I commit sins and I do this and I'm doing great. I challenge anyone who can come and say this, even one-to-one. They'll stone you to death. Don't do it in public. But look at the good guys. Look at the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. His house was so tiny that Mother Aisha and the companions say that we could not stand up straight because of the low ceiling. Whenever the Prophet prayed in Mother Aisha's house, she used to sleep in front of him. So whenever he wanted to prostrate, to make sujood, there was no space. So he would touch and poke her legs, so she would join her legs away from him. He makes sujood. When he stands up, she goes back to sleep. But how was their feeding? Mother Aisha used to say, we used to see the crescent after the crescent after the crescent. 2 months without food being cooked in their home, without fire being lit for 2 months. And what was your food, Mother Aisha? She said, water and dates for 2 months. And this is the Prophet ﷺ. Can you live on like this for 1 week? For 1 day? Where is the omelette? Where is the rice? Where is the beef? Where is this? Where is that? You can't. Yet, if you search, you will find that all the messengers of Allah lived such a life. Nuh and Lut, peace be upon them, their wives were kafir. Nuh's son died in the flood and was drowned. Look at Ayub. He was afflicted by an illness for 18 years, 18. And he's a prophet. One of us gets coronavirus for a week. Ya Allah, what have I done? Why is this? Why is that? Get a blister in his finger. He says, I can't play tennis. Why me? We have a tournament next week. And 18 years he was afflicted by this illness, yet he never complained. And all of those were the happiest individuals on earth. How can you be happy when you don't have food? When you live in a small house? Because they had content in their hearts. They were pleased with whatever Allah preordains upon them. They're happy with whatever Allah puts the qadar. Happiness, my friends, is not found in movies, in concerts, in music, in a joint, in a sniff of crack or meth or cocaine. It's not found in a shot of a tequila or a screwdriver or whatever you call them. It's not found in relationships, illicit haram relationships, a black book or a blue book where you have names and numbers and mashallah you're very happy. This is not the way of happiness. Happiness is not attained by collecting money, gaining money from mortgages. So many Muslims come to this country, they buy a house in mortgage, they finish it, or they buy 2 and they rent it, and they buy 3 and 4 and 10, and their relatives come, mashallah, brother so-and-so, he's very lucky, he's very fortunate, he has 10 properties, he's living off the rent. All of these were from haram, riba. Yes, but he's mashallah very rich. Subhanallah. They will never ever taste the beauty and the sweetness of Iman. Because real happiness is in authentic aqeedah. That is cemented by good deeds that follow the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Didn't the Prophet say alayhi salatu wasalam, he will taste the sweetness of Iman when you are satisfied with Allah to be your Lord, satisfied with Islam to be your religion, satisfied with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam to be your messenger. You will find the sweetness of Iman if you find this content and pleasure of acceptance. But if you look at the vast majority of Muslims, and you'll find them on social media. Doing what? Instagram, Snapchat, following YouTube, following Facebook. Oh, this singer. Oh, this actor. Oh, this celebrity. Oh, this influencer. And they think that this is happiness. Allah addressed His Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. He said to him, and let not their wealth and their children impress you. Allah only intends to punish them through them in this world, and that their souls should depart at death while they are disbelievers. The vast majority of us don't look at scholars of Islam and say, I wish I could be like Bin Baz. I wish I could be like Ibn Uthaymeen. Hell no, I don't want to be like them. They're poor, they don't have money. Yeah, but they have knowledge. Who cares about knowledge? I want to drive a 911S with launch control. This is the car I want to drive. I don't want to be like these guys. So this is exactly what the people of Musa said when they saw Qarun. They said to themselves, those who desired the worldly life said, oh, we wish we had like what was given to Qarun. Indeed, he's one of great fortune. Tell me, where is Qarun? Where is he? He's dead. He's not even 6 feet under. He's like few hundred feet under, because Allah made the whole earth swallow him and his entourage. Where is the reign and the kingdom of Pharaoh, who had the whole of Egypt? Where is Ad? Where is Thamud? Where are all the rich and influential people? Where are all the hours you spent trying to build up an illicit haram relationship? Who knows? Maybe you got lucky. Maybe you got laid. Huh? You've spent so much time, and what happened? It's all gone down the drain. What remained? Sins that await you in your grave, and punishment that awaits you in hellfire on the day of judgment. So what is happiness then? This is what we all have to be aware of. Salat is your most important aspect of happiness. What did the Prophet say alayhi salatu wasalam? وَجُعِلَتْ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِي فِي الصَّلَاةِ. My satisfaction was placed in salat. Whenever I'm sad or depressed or at worries, I go and pray. What is the prayer in our calculations and priority list? The last thing on the list. Even du'at, even imams of masjid, even those who consider themselves practicing, they have a priority list. Always salat is at the bottom. So prayers revolve around our work, our habits, our hobbies, our desires. And this is not the way of the Muslim. It's the other way around. Our habits, our desires, our work, our families must revolve around salat. Salat comes first. But unfortunately, we work from 9 to 5. 2 hours to come to work, 2 hours to leave work. So we are in this vicious circle, trying to make a buck, trying to pay the rent, trying to get a bigger screen for our TV monitor, and to have luxury in our lives, thinking that this is the way of happiness, and this is not.